Hi, I am Apurva Sheth and I welcome you to this latest edition of Fast Profits Daily. So, friends, we live in an interconnected world. What happens in one corner of the globe does affect us. We have seen that the coronavirus, which started in China initially, slowly spread all across the globe. And initially, India was nowhere in the affected nations list, but now we are amongst the top three. So, the world is an interconnected place, and we cannot ignore what happens in other places. Financial markets are also somewhat similar. Now, as equity traders, we were keen to follow or track what happens in equity markets, but we cannot ignore the other markets. Other markets like bonds or currencies. Now, if you look at this sphere, currencies are the biggest market of all. Slightly smaller than them is the bond market. Smaller than that is the commodity market, and finally, last but not the least, is the equity markets. So you see in this sphere, equity markets are the smallest of all, and the immediately connected to them is the commodity markets. So, what happens in the commodity markets has a huge impact on the equity markets. Now, take an example of an oil marketing company. Now, if crude oil prices move up, and if the oil marketing company is not able to increase its prices of the finished products, then it will definitely impact its profitability. Similarly, you can look at a textile company. Now, textile company would be very much affected with the prices or trends in the cotton market. So, if you are a equity trader, you can simply cannot ignore what is happening in the commodity space. So now I'm sure that you must be aware that I and Vijay both run a stock recommendation service called the Fast Profits Report. Now, here Vijay, with his vast experience of 30 plus years in commodities, currencies, he identifies trends in the commodity space, and then I identify stock which is related to that commodity. So, here our objective is to find stock which has a commodity as its underlying theme. So, the the commodity for this month is aluminium. Now, aluminium is element which is found in abundance in Earth. Now, it is the third largest element after oxygen and silicon. Now, about 8 to 9% of the Earth's crust is made up of aluminium. And if you leave aside the deserts and mountains and dig anywhere in the ground, then chances are that 50 meters below you would find aluminium. So, aluminium is a commodity which is found in abundance, and that's the reason why it is the slowest of all the industrial metals. It is a laggard, and it generally does not move much. However, in April 2018, something unique happened. President Donald Trump put sanctions on Russian aluminium company called Russell. Now, Russell exports about 9% of the total aluminium demand of the world. So since this was a huge output which was being affected, the aluminium prices shot up by 40%. Now, 40% jump was a huge jump by any measure, and it was only a matter of time before the commodity started falling lower. So as you can see on your screen right now, the spike that you see on your screen is when President Trump put sanctions, and immediately after that, within 3 weeks, the commodity topped out and fell lower. Now, there is an interesting characteristic about aluminium. Now, aluminium, after it bottoms out, the most that it rallies in a straight line, or the most that it could rally is anywhere in the range of 20 to 25%. So, immediately after the stock dropped and the bottom was in place, you can see that the aluminium moved up by about 21% and then fell lower again. And once again in the year 2019, the aluminium dropped, and the recovery was again in the range of 20 to 25%. Now this is a characteristic of aluminium which has stood the test of time, and this has happened, this has been, we have observed this over a period of 10 years. Now this time around, aluminium dropped by on similar lines after the coronavirus crisis hit the markets. Now since then, since March, aluminium has shot up, and it's up by about 12%. Now this is a good jump. However, chances are that aluminium could find supply at higher levels and fall lower. The chances of aluminium making a major move from these levels are thin. So, traders and investors can benefit from the view in aluminium. Now, there are two ways in which one could benefit. So, first is that the aluminium producing companies could be in the limelight, and they could trade softly for a couple of months or weeks, because the aluminium prices, the output that they give, is not going to fetch higher prices for them. And secondly, is the aluminium consuming companies. So companies which consume aluminium in big quantities could benefit from lower or falling prices, because their profitability is directly connected with aluminium. So the cheaper the raw material, the higher their profits. So these are the two ways in which you could benefit from falling aluminium prices. Now I have identified a stock which could be a likely beneficiary of the falling aluminium prices. Now I cannot reveal the name of the stock out here in public domain, but there is a way in which you could get access to this report and the stock which we have identified. So you would find the links in the transcript section below. You can click on them and know more about this recommendation and the way in which you could access it. So that's all from me for today. I hope you enjoyed watching this video, and in case you did, then please like it, share it, subscribe to our channel, and also don't forget to join our Telegram channel, where both I and Vijay post interesting updates about markets and and these updates could help you identify stocks for trading. So that's all from me for today. Thanks a lot and have a nice day. Also, don't forget to sign up to our free newsletter, the Fast Profits Daily. If you sign up to this newsletter right now, then you would get access to this free guide, how to trade the markets like a pro. So don't miss this chance and sign up right now.